What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, the other day, I finally had a chance to go ahead and check out Season 2 in Battlefield 2042. Now, I do want to go ahead and apologize for the gameplay in this video. I don't personally think it's up to par compared to some of my previous footage, but it is what it is. If you guys haven't checked out my video from yesterday, my shoulder, well, my right shoulder is completely blacked out, and of course, that's the arm that I used to use my mouse and aim and stuff like that. And on top of that, I got COVID as well, so my head is just like completely out of space right now. So all in all, it's really rough right now trying to play video games, so in order to get this gameplay right here, it took a lot of medication and it took a lot of adjusting. Like, I had to change my sensitivity really high. Instead of using full arm movement, I just went strictly to wrist movement, so I didn't have to move my arm that much. And so don't judge me too much with the gameplay in this video. It's not going to be anything amazing, but I did the best I could so I can go ahead and give my impressions on Season 2. Now, of course, the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and start off with is the new map, Stranded. I gotta say, this map is fantastic. The vibes that this map gives, the lighting, and just the environment that it puts you into is just so darn cool. And I've seen a ton of people, you know, compare this map to, what is it, Discarded, whatever, because of the main boat in the middle, and I gotta say, I do see the resemblances. You know, it pretty much seems like they copied and pasted that boat and just put it into a different map, but at the end of the day, it plays great. And it makes me think, how could we possibly go from the base maps that were in Battlefield 2042 and fast forward up to current date and getting, you know, these two new maps in Season 1 and Season 2? They're two completely different styles of maps. It's almost like the development team took a complete 180 turn, and now they know what they're doing compared to what they did in the past. Again, I said this in the previous video, but this is what I'm truly looking for. I'm not looking for them to stuff this game with content anymore. I'm looking to see if DICE understands the problems they made in the past, and they are willing to fix them and prove to us that they understand what they need to do for the future of this franchise. All the OG devs are gone. It's a bunch of new people who basically have never worked on a Battlefield project ever in their whole lives. So we need to see if those individuals understand what they did wrong, and if they're willing to fess up to their mistakes and improve upon them. But still, to this day, it blows my mind how horribly they messed up all of the core maps in this game. I mean, yeah, I'm going to give them their respect for making these new DLC maps actually really playable, but even adding more cover to the previous maps, which they already are doing. But let's use Kaleidoscope as an example. Even with all the cover added into that map, yes, it makes it more playable, yes, it makes it more fun, but the maps are still massive. There's still tons of moments where you'll be at a flag, and when it's time to move and find some more action, it'll take ages to get there. It's a hike. And then you fast forward to a map like Stranded, where honestly, on the outskirts of the map, if you're not in the middle of the boat, there really isn't that much cover for you to hide behind. But what makes it so much fun is that it isn't a massive scaled map. You know, it's condensed. It's still big. You could still have all of your action with tanks and, you know, helicopters and jets and stuff. But it's not like if you go to a flag, you're going to have to run 15,000 miles in order to get to the next objective. You know what I'm saying? I just simply don't know why they didn't implement more smaller maps into the original rotation. I feel like a lot of fans would have been way happier if more small maps were added in the base model of this game. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully within the next Battlefield game, they'll keep that in mind and not just make all massive sized maps. And of course, within Season 2, they released a new specialist, which I'm going to be honest, I was kind of worried about when I first initially saw him, because he has this beefy mounted machine gun that he can call in pretty much whenever he wants. I honestly thought that was going to be the most toxic thing in the universe, and knowing how these development teams work, I was pretty positive they're going to make it stupidly overpowered on the first day it launched, and then, you know, maybe a month later they would fix it up. But I was almost positive for the first, you know, maybe couple of weeks that this thing was going to be completely busted. But after getting hands-on, I can say it's very balanced out. I actually like him as a specialist. And honestly, he doesn't really suit me too well. I would say he's much better as a defensive specialist, even though he can be used to heal teammates. You can revive teammates. He's just like Falk or Angel, where you can res people up. But because of his mounted machine gun, I feel like he's much better for defending positions, you know, or staying back. He's not really an aggro type of character, so I don't really want to use him that much. But for all the players out there who have a more defensive playstyle, this is going to be fantastic for you guys, because I'll be honest, there's not really too many defensive specialists out there. Yes, there are a few here and there, but in all reality, I would say the majority of the specialists are really good at being either aggro or, you know, a nice middle ground. This guy specifically is perfect if you want to go ahead and hold down a flag till the death of you. And the turret itself, I was worried that was going to be an absolute beam machine, but the spread on it is huge. So the only way that you're actually going to be able to, you know, truly nail someone is if they're up close and personal. Yes, you could probably get some tags at long range, but it's going to be very difficult. You know, by the time that you get like 3-4 shots off at a long range engagement, they're probably going to turn around and they're going to see you, and they're going to end up shooting your feet because your whole lower body is completely exposed while you're on this mounted machine gun. So yes, you aren't completely, invincible while you have this shielded minigun up. There are ways to take you out, and that was another thing that I was worried about. Is this guy just going to be like a straight up mounted shield that nobody can get around, that he just can start mowing people down with? I was extremely stressed about that, but no, there are ways to take him down, and his minigun has extreme bloom. So once you start cooking that sucker up and you start firing off loads and loads and loads of bullets, the spread just becomes insane. That's why I said that you have to keep it up close and personal, or realistically you're not really going to win too many engagements. Next up for Season 2, we're going to go ahead and talk about the weapons, which I gotta say, I am pretty impressed. I'm not completely blown out right now, but I'm much happier than I was within Season 1, because Season 1, you gotta keep in mind, they gave us a crossbow, which out of all things is the most simplistic thing they could have added into the game. I mean, the crossbow should have been in the game since day one, that's not something too complex to code into a game. And then of course they added in the Val, which obviously in my personal opinion is just pure laziness. Don't get me wrong, I like that they added in the Val as attack rifle, but the main reason they added the Val into the game was to go ahead and put something that could kind of cross all the categories. The Val basically was an SMG, an AR, and attack rifle all combined into one, because each magazine gave it different, abilities. Each barrel gave it different abilities. So basically you could turn the Val into an SMG, or you could turn the Val into an assault rifle, or you can turn the Val into, your long-range tac rifle. That's basically their mindset. They gave us no content, but they gave us one weapon that kind of, crossed all the categories. In my opinion, that was laziness. So when Season 2's coming up, I was really expecting more, and I gotta be honest, they kind of delivered here. They gave us 2 new weapons, a assault rifle and also an LMG, and at the same time, finally, after all this time, they're adding in portal weapons into Battlefield 2042 All-Out Warfare, which in my personal opinion is phenomenal. We've been asking for this for a very long time, and finally, they are doing it. Now, they only added in 2, the M16 and the M60 LMG, so, not bad. There's only a couple of them right now, but I'm hoping that with this first step being done, we will definitely see more weapons from Portal being introduced into Battlefield 2042 in the near future, because this will add replayability to your game like no tomorrow. The community's been screaming this for ages now. We still don't understand why this wasn't in the game at day one, but I guess we're here now, and it's finally introduced, and I gotta be honest, it's really nice to see more content introduced into the game and more variety to go ahead and play with. Also, on top of All-Out Warfare getting a bunch of new weapons, Portal actually got a ton of new weapons as well. So if you are a Portal fan, if you go ahead and check out that game mode again, there's going to be a bunch of new things to go ahead and mess around with. Now, I'm not really too big of a fan of Portal, so I didn't really, want to go and get any footage of this game mode. I was really expecting Portal to be something like Forge out of the Halo franchise, and since it didn't really live up to the hype, I just haven't really dabbled in it. But if you are a fan of Portal, this is the perfect time to go ahead and revisit it, and hopefully in the near future, with them actually adding more content in, hopefully they'll add in more maps, more previous Battlefield games, and they'll expand on the game mode itself. And also something that I'm extremely excited about when it comes to Battlefield 2042 now is that they added in Rush as a permanent game mode. Yes, you heard that correctly. One of the best game modes you could possibly play in any Battlefield game is finally in this game permanently. No, you do not have to go to Portal to find it. No, you don't have to do any, special tweaks or find a custom game mode to be able to play it. No, it is in All-Out Warfare. So when you're looking through all the base modes for 2042 and you see Conquest, Breakthrough, Rush is right there along with it. It is just phenomenal to see. So that is definitely a plus in my book. And when it comes to performance, I feel like I can't really touch upon this topic just yet. I feel like I'm going to wait until, the COVID leaves my body and my arm recovers so I can actually put more playtime into this game. I was only able to dabble in this game for about, probably a little under an hour before my arm just started to completely just, die on me. Like, the medication wasn't even helping at that point with how bad it was hurting from moving this freaking mouse around. So I had to call it quits pretty early. So I'm going to save my opinion on the performance for a little bit later. But overall, when it comes to Season 2, I got to say, I'm pretty pleasantly surprised. I did not really expect DICE to, do this much work when it comes to Battlefield 2042. The vibes of the game, the map designs, and hopefully, the previous maps that they're working on now, adding more cover and stuff will improve those maps. If they can nail all these aspects, the game might actually become a little bit more playable. They're also reintroducing the class system into the game and removing specialists. I mean, if they can nail each and every one of these things, and also, I forgot to say this as well, but they're also getting the voice actors back and completely redoing all the voiceovers again to actually give us the theme that we're looking for within this game. If they can nail each and every one of these things, I gotta say, I'm impressed. I'm not a guy who wants to be negative 24/7. When there's negativity to be had, you best believe I will definitely speak out on it. But when they do something correct, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to deny it, you know. They did a pretty darn good job. This map is a ton of fun. I love these brand new maps. I love these DLC maps. I just wish they put them in the game sooner. I would have loved to see them introduce these 2 maps instead of like Hourglass and another map, you know? Remove those out of the game at the base launch and put these maps in the base launch. That would have been phenomenal. But I gotta say, at the end of the day, the vibes of this game are actually improving. And I will say this right now, out of all the battle passes I've ever played, you know, Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield, you know, every game that I've ever played with a battle pass in it, this is the only game, even though I don't even enjoy it that much, even though it's slowly getting there, but I barely play Battlefield 2042 at all. But I will say, their battle passes encourage me the most to want to grind through it. Honestly, all of the content within these battle passes for Battlefield 2042 are actually decent. Like, each and every camo and skin that I see in here would be something that I want to use. You know, when I hop on Call of Duty and I grind through that battle pass, there's like 2 things I want out of the battle pass, right? The rest are just pointless skins, pointless stickers, pointless crap that I don't even care about, because we all know how Activision is. They try to scam you out of everything. But in Battlefield 2042, I'm shocked. I genuinely am shocked, because it's EA. EA is just as bad as Activision. I was expecting them to try to scam us out of everything. But the skins in the Battle Pass actually look fantastic. I mean, good job, DICE. I have to say, good job. Don't let off the gas. I'm being dead ass right now, because if you guys start backpedaling, it's only going to get worse. You guys already lost a ton of people as it is. You know what I'm saying? People have already dropped the game right now, so you have to just keep going. You have to take what you got and keep on pushing. But ladies and gentlemen, I can't really confirm if the rest of the videos in the future are going to be positive about this game, because there are, you know, a few more negative commentaries that I do have to go ahead and make. But at the end of the day, I gotta say, I am pretty happy that I can finally talk a little positive about this game. It's been a long time, because they haven't really given us anything good to talk about at all recently, so it's been pretty nice. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to finish off the commentary there. Thank you all so much for tuning in this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like button. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, that's do so. I have Twitter and Discord, fill the link down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games, do over on Twitch. Link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.